When in Rome, they do what he does. When he corrects your frappy, you have to fight the urge to thank him. He's a statistician, not a fighter. But don't get any ideas. He can knock the hat off a P. His thank you cards invoke you're welcome cards. He's never had a confounding variable, because he can't be confounded. His favorite pen smells like cologne. He always has a 100% confidence level. He is the most interesting statistician in the world.
I don't always take a 2-sample Z-test, but when I do...
Have I got the preposition for you?
He is the second most interesting statistician in the world. The only thing he's ever wished for in life is to be the most interesting statistician in the world. He has brought an impossible question to the statistician.
Does the gender of high schoolers affect their ability to sense smells?
Of course.
Through their mouth.
As long as the 3 conditions are met. Random, normal, and independent.
The statistician takes his 3 scented candles, and he uses strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
We blocked the design for variables, grade level, and for gender. This gave us stratified samples.
The statistician told each subject that the candles could be one of 3 scents: strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. Then the nostrils of the subjects were closed, and the statistician told them to stand over top of one of the candles and record which of the scent they believed the candle belonged to. 5 subjects of each gender were taken from each class.
The proportion of guys who got the majority of the candle scents right is 0.5. The proportion of the girls who got the majority of the candle scents right is 0.7.
Yeah, that's good and all, but what does it mean?
Well, you obviously haven't done your hoes and your ha's. For your hoe value, or null hypothesis, you get it by having P1 minus P2 is equal to 0. And for your ha value, or alternate hypothesis, you have P1 minus P2 is not equal to 0. You take all your P1, your P2, PC, and the N value, and you follow it all over here with a 2-sample Z-test, and you get 1.2910 as your Z value.
The second most interesting statistician in the world had not accounted for this brilliance. He will wait and see if he will slip up on the next step.
When you plug the Z value into the equation, it gives you a P value between 0.1 and 0.15.
Note again, the second most interesting statistician in the world had not accounted for that. He shall wait and see if he shall slip up yet again.
Since the P value we get is larger than the significance level, we failed to reject the null hypothesis.
What a twist! Will the most interesting statistician in the world get the entire question? Oh, this is not good for the second most interesting statistician in the world.
As you see, there is not sufficient evidence to conclude that gender affects the high schoolers' ability to sense smells through their mouths.
No. No. No.
He had done it. The most interesting statistician in the world had solved the impossible problem.
It's just plain statistics.
Attempted assault, eh? You're going to spend a lot of time in jail.
No.
You're going to go. Let's go.
Well, I'll be back. I will be the most interesting statistician in the world.
No, you won't.
At the museum, he is allowed to touch the art. When on the internet, Google asks him questions.
I don't always run a 2-sample Z-test, but when I do, I always get a large P value. Stay nerdy, my friends.